One of the craziest things that has ever happened to me happened about 3 years ago when I ended up in the ER after a 12-hour shift because I felt like I was swallowing razor blades, but only down the left side of my throat. And before going to the ER, I genuinely thought that I had just cut the back of my throat eating like potato chips or something. So I reached down my throat to feel for like a scrape or a cut or something, and instead, I found a bump. And if you think you know where the story is going, I promise you that you don't. I didn't want to go to the ER, but the pain was excruciating. I could hardly swallow, and the urgent care that was near me was closed, so the ER, since it's open 24 hours, seemed like the best place to go. Luckily, the ER was like completely empty, so I got in right away, and as soon as I got back into a room, they swabbed me for strep, and I told them I really didn't think it was strep because I hadn't had strep since I was 11 years old and I got my tonsils out, and like I said, the pain was only on the left side of my throat. The strep test came back positive, and that surprised me, but that's not the crazy part of the story. I asked the doctor about the bump in the back of my throat, and she proceeds to tell me that she can't see a bump in the back of my throat, so I grab her finger. She had gloves on, of course. I grab her finger and I make her feel the back of my throat for this tiny little bump. She feels it and she goes, "Oh, your tonsil is regenerating." I beg your fucking pardon? And she said, yeah, when they take your tonsils out, there's usually a little bit of tissue that's left behind, and a new tonsil can start to grow from that tissue. When I tell you I was absolutely fucking dumbfounded, this was 10 whole years, an entire decade after I had gotten my tonsils removed, and the second that one of them starts to regenerate just a tiny bit, just makes a tiny little bump in the back of my throat, I immediately get strep on that side of my fucking throat. And when I tell you that the tonsillectomy almost took 11-year-old me's life, it really did. I stopped eating, I stopped drinking because I was in so much pain, and I got severely dehydrated, ended up in the ER, and a doctor had to look me in my face and be like, if you want to live, you need to start drinking. You're telling me I went through all of that just so my tonsils would grow back when I was 21 years old and give me strep? And while your tonsils, if they do start to regenerate, probably will never grow back to like their original size, it's still crazy to me that they can grow back at all. So yeah, if you had your tonsils out 10 years ago, try reaching down the back of your throat. You might have a little friend hanging out back there.